Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It has been a hot minute since I have posted on YouTube. January was really crazy for me. I got the chance to go to Hawaii with my husband's company. Totally awesome experience. Wonderful, much needed vacation. And then I've just been working like crazy. I decided to take a break from school this semester so I could focus on making money and reading and just focus in on myself. And it's going great so far. Brief recap where I've been. For today's video, I want to start something that I want to do at least once a month for the entire year. And we're going to call this Reading Wrap-Up. So at the end of every month, I'm going to tell you what books I read, how I felt about them, what I recommend them, what I liked, what I didn't like. The past several years, I have had high reading goals for how many books I want to read during the year. Last year, I didn't get as many as I normally do. I closed out last year with 31 books. The year before that, I did 65, and the year before that was 60. My goal for this year is to get back up into the high 50s, 60s, maybe more. For an early Christmas present, my husband got me a Kindle. I love it. I also love my case. This is my new case. My other case fell apart, but I love all things space, so this case was just perfect for me. I got the new Kindle Paperwhite that I believe launched last year. I've never had an e-reader before, and for a long time I swore against them, that I would never get one, that I was hardcore, paperback, hardcover, paper and ink kind of person. I had a chance to play with a Kindle while I was at Best Buy visiting our friend who works there. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to get it or if, whatever. So we left. And then an hour later I was like, yeah, I want to get it. So then we went and we got me a Kindle. And then a few days later, I decided to get Kindle Unlimited. And if you don't know anything about Kindle Unlimited, it's a monthly subscription. I believe it's $10 a month. And you get access to over 1 million titles through Amazon. I've taken advantage of that. Some of the books that I'm going to mention in my video today are available on Kindle Unlimited. I think it's worth it. I read 7 books within the first month. Normally that would have cost me over $70, so I definitely have gotten my money's worth out of it already. I feel so Booktube-ish, like holding up the books backwards. That's very iconic for most Booktubers' thumbnails, so then it's a surprise. 5.5 books that I read this month I read in digital format. I started this series the end of December and I finished it this month. The first series that I'm going to talk about is called The Gender Game by Bella Forrest. This is a fairly new book in the young adult fiction genre. There are 8 books in the series. Oh, there's 7! I'm sorry. There's 7. All of them are available through Kindle Unlimited for free. Well, right. Okay. And this is just so awkward because I'm so new at reviewing books and not makeup. The premise of this series, there are 2 countries that neighbor each other and are separated by a river. One is called Mattress? Not mattress, that's... One is called Mattress and the other is called Patris or Patris. It's hard when you've only ever read the word and never heard it, so I don't actually know how to pronounce it. But our main character, her name is Violet, and she lives in Matris. And in her country, women are completely in control. Men are subservient with little to no rights. And it opens up with her trying to get her brother out of her city country and into Patris. Patris? And into Patris. In Patris, the neighboring city, men are completely in control. Women have no rights. They're seen more as property. They're not believed when they claim that things have happened. Their husbands are always in control and in charge, and they're expected to be obedient and quiet. This is the premise of this book. I enjoyed all 7 books except the 6th one. I got really bored during the 6th book. I feel like that one could have mostly been left out or included in either the 5th or 7th book. They were really quick reads, good youth fiction, nothing too inappropriate for the young adults. It's a good mix between Divergent and The Hunger Games, which is what it's basically described as, which both of those books being massive bestsellers. There's a reason that we like those kinds of stories. The stories of rebellion and love, or forbidden love, and dystopian governments that have too much control. And this book kind of falls into that same genre, just in a very different sort of take. I thought that the two societies, I thought that was a pretty unique twist. And I really like them. I would recommend them to you. You can get them in Kindle format and physical format, whatever you prefer to read. The Gender Game by Bella Forrest. I reread several series regularly. It might seem weird to some people, like you've read them so many times, you know exactly how it ends, how it goes, and all the details. You know these books forward and backward, and why not spend that time reading something new? I like to visit my favorite books. It's like visiting an old friend that I still get to learn something new about or notice different details. One of those series that I love to reread over and over and over again is Harry Potter. I haven't read Harry Potter since 2017, so I thought I would visit them again. They're like old friends, well-worn, well-loved. After having taken some creative writing classes and some critical thinking, critical approaches to literature was literally the name of one of my courses last semester. After having taken those kinds of classes, I'm able to read in a different light. It hasn't taken the joy out of reading yet. The analytical skills that I've learned and been forced to acquire haven't taken the joy out of reading yet for me, but it has actually made it a little bit more enjoyable. I can see the ways that J.K. Rowling, there's never too much dialogue or too many blocks of text. It's not too many details all at once or too much exposition up front. The little differences in her dialogue, the way that she makes Hagrid speak so that you can really hear how it sounds in your head, or I especially love how she writes Fred and George. I think that their characters are some of the best in the series, and they're authentic, they're genuine, they're not too far-fetched of people, they seem very real. Not just Fred and George, but all of her characters. The world building is phenomenal, of course. You know, there's nothing that I can say about Harry Potter that hasn't already been said by hundreds of thousands of people over the past 2 decades. I'm currently reading The Prisoner of Azkaban, so you'll see that in next month's reading wrap-up. The last book that I actually finished today at work, War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. I've never read this book before. I got it on my Kindle, started reading it there, and then there was an audio version of it as well, so I started to listen to that while I was in the shower and getting ready for bed. I would say that I read probably 30% of the book and listened to 70% of the book. It's a very dense book with a lot of details. It gets oddly specific scientifically. The man who narrated the version that I listened to, I don't know who it was just from the Kindle version of it. He was able to really bring the book to life with his voice. I was listening to it this morning while I was sorting our shipment, and it's interesting to have images put in front of your eyes while you're still doing other things, putting bottles on shelves or opening boxes or taking out trash, but you're still seeing spaceships and laser fire and hearing the dreaded silence of a city that's been destroyed. I went into the book knowing the premise of it, but I was shocked by the ending of it. It took a twist that I was not expecting, but I really, really enjoyed it. I recommend this. It's free on the Kindle, even if you have just the regular Kindle or an Amazon account. The electronic version is free. You can get it at your library. It's probably on your mom's bookshelf. I really liked it. Surprisingly more than I thought I would. That's it for my reading wrap-up for January 2019. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe. Leave me a comment down below telling me what books you read during January. I love suggestions and ideas of what books I should look for next. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! I guess the premise of I'm currently reading The Prisoner of Azkaban, so that you'll see that in next year's. And then I did today, this morning,